Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Oh, yeah. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. As always, man, I want to thank the people, more than anything for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. But nah, man, how you doing, dog? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, Book. Every July 4th, in our area, obviously the fireworks go, so it was cool to kind of spend some time watching that, enjoying a little time off as much as I can. What about yourself?
Yeah, my dog hates the fireworks, man.
I think every dog hates them.
He hates it, man. I think it started when he was a puppy too. You know, I was down in the beach, 4th of July, which is him and I, and we went outside for the fireworks show, and I was probably about 30 yards away from the RV, literally. And one went off, boom, and literally he snatched the leash out of my hand and took off running. And but we had, like I say, we're in Galveston. I don't know where he's running, and I couldn't catch him. My knee was killing me, right? So I took off running so I could, as fast as I could to get to my bike. I got an electric bike. I could catch him, right? But when I got to the RV, he was just sitting at the door waiting. Like, let me in, bro. Let me in. Please let me in. So ever since that day, man, he's been really scary when it comes to 4th of July, man.
He doesn't like it, man.
4th of July, every time, man. It's crazy.
He's got a PTSD.
Yeah, big time. Big time. It's nuts.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, look, obviously it was a fun weekend also for the reality of wrestling. I think we have to address that up top because we had a 3-show weekend on our YouTube channel, starting with Road Glory on Friday, Reality Wrestling Platinum on Saturday, which featured the NXT Tag Team titles on the line at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena, and then Sunday, the big event. The first ever Booker T 5-star match was handed out on Sunday for the Heart and Soul event. And the main event saw Promise Braxton versus Natty Neidhart. It was a sensational show from top to bottom. Shout out to all the women. Shout out to Gigi Ray, the first ever Raw Glory Women's Champion. Her partner Monica Monroe, Zeta Steele, and Kaya Dream. I mean, there was a lot of great matches on that one card. So shout out to all the women at Reality Wrestling.
Plethora of talent. You know what I mean? Have we congratulated Jada Stone? Have we congratulated her?
Congratulations to Jada Stone, who signed a TNA contract and will be at Reality Wrestling Revolution Rising this Saturday.
She's like one of our girls, man. So big ups to Jada for going out there and getting that contract, man, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. Trying to get some paper, baby, them greenbacks in your pocket. That's what it's all about. So big congrats to Jada Stone for going out there and cashing in. But nah, man, you know what? I don't think reality wrestling get enough love. I really don't. I mean, I want all of you guys, to be a part of reality wrestling. Come and be a part of reality wrestling. Be a part of our 861,000 YouTube subscribers. We don't get enough love because I think we have, pretty much caps the independent wrestling world as far as having the biggest wrestling YouTube channel in the country. And I think that's something that should be touted because guys like yourself, guys like Kevin Bernhardt, all the hard work, the talent has put in to create that buzz around reality of wrestling. Thank God I changed the name back in 2012 from PWA to Reality of Wrestling. Oh man, it's got a ring to it. But no, man, I want to thank my crew again, man. I know I've been thanking my crew like crazy as of late, man, but I really do think Reality of Wrestling has the best team in all of professional wrestling. I really do. I really do. I mean, WWE, they got their thing going on. AEW got their thing. TNA got their thing. But if it's award should be divvied out, I think Reality of Wrestling with what we work with the budget that we work with, a mom and pop shop, you know what I mean? I think we should be getting, the Emmy, the Grammy, whatever you want to give us. We need it. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I had my iPad last night and I was watching Heart and Soul with the people, live with the people. And I got so caught up I said, I'm gonna engage with the people watching. We're gonna talk through the whole thing. And I started off the chat, and then I got so hooked by the production and the performance and the matches and the action, I forgot to put another comment in for the whole time because I was just locked in to watching the show from the open all the way, obviously, to the main event. And that was just for Heart and Soul and the Reality Wrestling Platinum and Glory. 2 shows going weekly. It's really insane to think about. My brother-in-law came to the first Reality Wrestling show he'd been to since like 2013 or 14. And he came and he was like, wow, I remember when y'all were like in a rec center, and he saw what it had become. And it's a testament. When you remember those shows, that's how I test people's mettle too at the show. I'm like, were you all here when we were trying to cover up the basketball goals? I don't know the struggle of sitting around. I remember vividly, like 3 or 4 of us sitting around being like, okay, how can we get that pull out of the shot? What can we do?
It killed me, man. That was my biggest pet peeve, man, was those basketball goals. I was like, man, how can I get those goals out of my shot? It's killing me. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to put on some really great work here. But those basketball goals just totally just mess it up. But what we've come from to what we have come to has been nothing more than amazing. It really has been an amazing journey for reality wrestling. And like you say, coming out for 3 history for reality wrestling, printing 3 shows in one weekend, 3 shows in one weekend, to culminate with the Heart and Soul show, featuring Promise Braxton and Natty Neidhart. I tell you, man, we did some really, really great work. The ladies stepped up. All the roster of the Glory roster pretty much just knocked it out of the park. And I just want to say there again, man, it's just onward and upward from this point on. Shout out to the ladies, man. Like I say, women's wrestling is literally taking over right now, literally taking over. And I'm just happy to be a part of, some of the training that's being done out there with a lot of the ladies, Gigi Ray, Monica Monroe. And Monica, she didn't come out on top in that match, but I told Monica, your time is coming, because she's good. She's so damn good. So many of the ladies got the rub, is what I call it. They got the rub at Heart and Soul, and all they got to do is just springboard that to the next level. But amazing, man. Coming up on Evolution as well, man. I mean, like I say, the ladies, Evolution too. The ladies, man. The ladies are really, really doing some great work right now.
I know it's going to be a big weekend for WWE, and I'm sure, people are going to chat in about it. And we'll talk more about what we're going to see at Evolution. I also know the Great American Bash is this weekend. Saturday night's main event is this weekend, all from Atlanta, Georgia, which already, like, going to Atlanta, you're already happy. You know what I mean? As soon as you get off the plane, Atlanta's, it's crawling, with a lot of things that you can appreciate. You know what I mean? Like the Coca-Cola Museum,
the hot wings,
the hot wings, the CNN Center. I mean, those are the ones that we really appreciate more than anything. And then there's happens to be some beautiful women in Atlanta as well. But
that's what a hot wings at.
I knew what you meant. I was trying to lead them astray. And see if real ones know.
I'm going direct. I'm going to Magic City for the hot wings. That's what I'm doing.
For the hot wings only. But you know what? Obviously, there's going to be some great action. I know that Evolution card on Friday, my television was blessed at a singular moment. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Trish Stratus shared a moment in that ring on Friday. And Trish Stratus is going to be taking on Tiffany Stratton in Evolution for the women's title. This is something, Book, if you remember, about 1.5 years ago, maybe right after that cage match Trish had with Becky Lynch. We had her on the show. We were talking about it. Yeah. And the one thing she said, she goes, I'd like to see, Tiffy time and Trishy time. She said that on the show. She's like, that was, she called it out. And now here it is.
Hey, man, I'm ready to see it. One thing about Trish, she's timeless, man. Right now, she's timeless. She can still go in the middle of that ring. And one thing about the business, time off is your worst enemy. So you want to try to stay as active as you possibly can, as long as you possibly can. And Trish is doing that. I always say, man, how you gonna tell a man, he can't go out there and do what he wanted to do? How you gonna tell a woman? How you gonna tell a woman like Trish she can't go out there and get the job done? Just looking in the mirror, she sees herself. Right?
Well, most people see themselves when they look in the mirrar.
No, I'm talking about as far as with Tiff.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
I mean, they're pretty much mirror images
of
each other as far as the way they got into the business. Trish wasn't, one that was looking to get into the business until she got in, and boom, she took over. Same thing with Tiffany. She wasn't looking to get in it until she got in it, and bang, she realized how good she really was. That's what I'm talking about. But no, man, I think this match is definitely one of those that it never gets old. Old line versus young line. So let's go ahead and lioness in this case. So let's get it done. Yeah.
There it goes. We'll talk more about Evolution, Saturday night's main event, NXT, reality wrestling, all going down this weekend. We'll have to talk more about it.
Hey, man, you're in the Hall of Fame. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Fellas, let's talk about confidence. The kind of confidence that counts when it's time to step up and deliver. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets designed to help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections. We're talking about getting in the game and staying in it.
And you know what they say, man. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And with Blue Chew, you can take these chewables anytime, day or night. So you're always good to go when the opportunity strikes. And the best part, the entire process is done online. No doctor's visits, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy.
Ooh, yeah. And Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is, offering you a whole month for free. It's simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once approved, you'll receive your prescription delivered discreetly right to your door, made in the USA and ready to go when you are.
Now, Brad, let's get real. Does it work? Man, they'll mistake you for a soldier at full salute. You'll be pitching a tent like a true Eagle Scout, man. Blue Chew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That's the mission, dog.
And listen, confidence is key, especially when you're all bricked up. There's nothing sexier than a man who's ready to go. And at BlueChew.com, they can help bring that energy when it matters most. Don't miss out on what could be the best night of your life. Make life easier by getting harder. Discover your options at BlueChew.com, and we've got a deal just for our listeners. Try your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com, use the promo code Booker, and there's more details and important safety information. And as always, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, baby. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, man, all you super chatters, man, just stick around. We're going to be getting to you guys here in a bit. We really appreciate you guys for the, the Skrilla. That if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. Seriously. So we appreciate you. But no, man, a lot going down over the weekend as far as the grappling thing, me personally, I'll be a part of the action. I'm getting ready to head out actually tomorrow for NXT action, then heading into the Great American Bash. Man, I always loved the Great American Bash. That was one of my all-time favorite pay-per-views. I think my bash record is what, 5-2 or something like that. I can't remember.
I'll find out.
I got a pretty good. I think I got a pretty good bash record, if I'm not mistaken. But Dusty Rhodes is that's what that one pay-per-view reminds me of more than anything. It's Dusty Rhodes, man. God bless that man's soul. That's the one guy that always believed in me. He always believed that I could beat somebody, and I think that energy that Dusty gave me definitely catapulted me to that next level every time. I knew he was behind that curtain watching or watching the monitor or something like that. So definitely can't wait to get to the ATL for the Great American Bash.
So here, just so you know, here's what happened at the Great American Bash in the world of Booker T. You ready to go down this? 1998, June the 14th, from Baltimore. This is according to the internets here. WCW 1998, June 14th, Baltimore. Best of 7 series finale. Booker T won to become the #1 contender for the television
Oh,
championship.
that is. That's
And
one.
then did you face Fit the same night?
No.
No. Okay. So June 14th, Best 7 Series finale, and then it says WCW 2000 as a part of the Misfits in Action. You were GI Bro. You won a boot camp match against
Oh,
Sean Stasiak.
that is.
You competed in WWE in 2004 on June 27th in Norfolk, Virginia. You competed in a fatal 4-way match for the United States Championship. Listen to this: Booker T versus John Cena versus Rob Van Dam versus Rene Dupree. You were eliminated, so you didn't win.
I didn't
You
win.
didn't win that one.
All right.
And then you had a singles match against Christian at the Great American Bash in 2005 in Buffalo, New York, where you beat Christian.
Oh, that is.
And then to cap it all off, in 2006 in Indianapolis, Indiana, on July the 23rd, as King Booker, you challenged Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship, and you won the match.
Oh.
So you're a 1, 2, 3,
1.
4, and 1. You're 4 and 1.
I knew it was something like that. I thought it was 5 and 2, 4 and 1. 4 and 1. That's good. That's pretty good. I always felt good around America's Day. That's what I call it anyway. But no, man, it was like I say, Dusty, man. That's what that reminds me of more than anything.
Yeah, man. I love the Great American Bash, and of course, there's a few more obviously that you had. You were actually as a part of Harlem Heat. Your record is different there. I don't know if we count the Harlem Heat ones.
We don't count those, because
then you'd be. But here's the thing: you were 4 and 1. But if you count the Harlem Heat ones, you'd be 5 and 2, which is what you thought.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's
yeah.
What I was,
Yeah. But this upcoming weekend in Atlanta, Georgia, you have a few matches going on for in NXT that have been announced. I think there's 2 that I know of, and Book, there might have been another one. You'll have to correct me, but I know Sol Ruca and Izzy Dame are going at it for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Izzy Dame really looking to make her mark as far as that women's division. We've seen her in a lot of action before, but to me, a spotlight can be put on these 2 women at the Great American Bash.
I say, give Dame, you put the title on her. Put the title on. Every time I say that, man, people on the internet go crazy. Just because, guys, I'm just talking. I can say, put the title on Brad. Okay, don't lose it. Okay, I'm just talking. But nah, man, Izzy and Sol Ruca, this should be good. We finally gonna get a chance to see Sol actually go out there and defend the championship. It seems like she's been hiding behind Zaria ever since she won it. I mean, she really hasn't had a run since she won the championship. So my thing is, I want to see it. I want to see Izzy go out there and have a moment as well, because I really think Izzy Dame, she has talent. But until she is put on display, we're not going to really get a chance to see it. So I want to see what Izzy actually brings to the table under the bright lights in a high stakes situation like the Great American Bash.
Well, also talk about high stakes. NXT official debut essentially for Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace in a tag team against Fatal Influence, which is JC Jane and Fallon Henley. Jasmine Nix always close by with those 2 women.
Yeah, man.
Lot is made about obviously Blake Monroe's debut in NXT and Jordan Grace coming over from TNA. These 2 women were the top in their divisions in AEW and TNA, and now they find themselves here at the Great American Bash.
Yeah. I want to see what Blake got. You know what? The report card is still out for me. All right. I want to see exactly what she brings to the table inside the squared circle. All right. That's what I want to see. All right. We know what Jordan Grace brings to the table. We know what all the other ladies, as far as NXT go, what they bring to the table. All right. We got to see what Blake is actually, is she the real deal? Is she you know what? I'm not going to give her a pass or anything like that. All right. Show me what you got. Show me what you got inside the middle of that square circle, man. So yes, I'm going to be highly anticipating Blake Monroe's debut in NXT this Saturday. Yeah, most
Saturday, early show.
Early Saturday too, man. Early Saturday.
Yeah, so you're gonna have plenty of time to go get some chicken wings if you need some. You have plenty
of
time,
man. Chicken wings.
Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go?
Yeah, bone in, bone out. Don't matter.
That was funny. That was good. That was good.
You like that, huh?
That was funny. That was funny. I like that one. So quickly, are you gonna go see Bill Goldberg's last match in Atlanta, Georgia? Are you gonna try to sneak in the building?
Man,
Are
I
you gonna
wish
watch it from the television?
I wish. You know, I'm gonna watch it on the internet.
Yeah.
You get a better view. You know, everything's a
You do get a better view.
lot more calmer in that situation. So I'm gonna watch it on the internet. But I'm looking forward to seeing Bill Goldberg go out there and have this last ride, man. This is huge in Atlanta, Georgia. It takes Goldberg back to the Georgia Dome. You know what I mean? You know, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what I mean? So this is a moment. This is a historical moment for Bill Goldberg and what he has brought to the game of professional wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Goldberg fan. I always have been. I think that he's a presence guy. Obviously, when he comes out, half of it is like, especially even it was kind of like Taker in his final years. Of like half of it, you just want to see the entrance. You
Yeah.
want to see the Bill Goldberg entrance. And I remember when he came back at Survivor Series, it must have been 2017, somewhere around there. He came back and he had that match with Brock Lesnar, and it lasted like 30 seconds or whatever, and people were going crazy about Goldberg being back. He had a run with the title. He had a great match with Brock at WrestleMania. He's had some great memorable moments in that run, and to go out against the world champion Gunther, at Saturday night's main event in Atlanta, GA. I know you made a lot of headlines over the last week defending Bill Goldberg from the haters. I saw that on every website, but to me, I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a send-off if this is his last match. And Gunther, you're not going to have a bad match with Gunther, man.
You're going to get the hell beat out of you. That's what I'm looking forward to. Goldberg better be ready. I can tell you that because Gunther is going to bring it. But no, man, I did get a lot of, pushback, from a lot of people, a lot of haters, man. It's a lot of haters. It's a lot of haters out there, you know what I mean? That just want to, have something to hate on, but for me, Goldberg's a friend, more than just, a guy that's, people can say what they want to say about Goldberg. Goldberg's a friend of mine. All right. Yeah. We've been in the trenches for a very, very long time. And he's one of the guys that in WCW, we were boys. WCW. It wasn't something that was publicized or anything like that. We wasn't guys that went out and partied together all the time, but he knew, I was going to watch his back, and I knew he was going to watch mine. I'm serious. I know if we ever got in a situation, I knew I didn't have to worry about that with this dude. I'm serious with Bill Goldberg. So my thing is, this business, people talk about Bill Goldberg's wrestling, and I stress to young people in this business, it is about wrestling, but it isn't at the same time.
It is.
Right? It is and it isn't. You know what I mean? At the same time. And when you can parlay success like Goldberg did throughout his career, not being the greatest wrestler, that should speak volume to you. That right there should speak volume to you alone, young people. So my thing is, I'm gonna keep representing Goldberg to go out there and do a thing, because you know why? How you gonna tell a man that he can't go out there and have his damn last ride? That's what I might want a last ride. Give me a call, WWE. Give me a call. I'm all in. Hey, man, you're in the Hall of Fame. Stick around. We'll be back. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We're just talking a little wrestling right now. Got NXT going down, and Atlanta, Georgia, as well as big main event with my boy Goldberg going out there, getting ready to do his thing versus Gunther. Got Evolution as well going down. I mean, it's just going to be wrestling all weekend in the ATL. So my thing is, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm uber excited.
Well, here are some of the matches that have been announced for that Evolution pay-per-view that's going to be going on our premium live event on Sunday. And this involves directly NXT because we're going to see them on Saturday in a tag, but individually on Sunday because JC Jane, the NXT Women's Champion, is going to be defending against Jordan Grace.
Yeah, and a lot of people want to look at, JC Jane like she's some kind of transitional champion.
Yeah,
like
that's what they say.
Like she's just holding the title for Jordan Grace. But I think on Saturday afternoon, the rock star, get your ticket to ride, man. It's gonna go out there and prove the world how good she really truly is. Because I believe in JC Jane. I believe that she is truly like a player's coach in NXT. She don't need to be there. She don't need to be there. She stuck around for one reason and one reason only, and that was to capture the gold, baby. And now she's done that. But the thing is, I don't think she's ready to relinquish that championship just yet. So let's see how this thing play out for Jordan Grace. All right, let's see how it play out.
Let's see how it plays out. I'm down for it. I'm a fan of JC Jane, obviously what she did in NXT, but I think that she's been on more episodes of NXT television than any woman in history.
Anybody.
Now she's the top one in the division. We'll see what Jordan Grace can do in Atlanta, GA at Evolution. That's a big match at Evolution. Also, we're going to be seeing the brand new-ish WWE Women's Tag Team Champions of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, as well as two other teams in a fatal four-way tag team match for the women's tag team titles. Yeah. Roxanne inheriting that championship from Liv Morgan.
Give it up. She was going to get it anyway. You know, one thing about Roxanne Perez, ever since she's been in this business, something that she has in common with myself. She's always got gold around her waist, man. You know what I mean? She's that damn good to where you know what? You got to shine her up just a little bit more. So my thing is this. Roxanne Perez, represent, young lady. Represent the row. Oh, yes, man.
And to be up against Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, that's just one team. And I have a feeling maybe the Bellas might be in there. Something tells me maybe the Bellas might be in there and another team. We'll have to see what that Evolution card brings forward in Atlanta, GA. A couple more ones I want to mention. We also talked about Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton. That's going to be electric. Becky Bailey and Lyra Valkyria for the women's Intercontinental title. I'm thinking maybe Zelina and Julia will have a rematch for that women's U.S. title. Zelina lost it to Julia. Julia's already the United States champion on SmackDown. And then Jade Cargill, Naomi, no holds barred. Yeah, in Atlanta, GA, baby.
That's the one to watch right there.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I must give Naomi props.
Yeah.
She's doing a hell of a job. This is the Naomi that I've been looking for quite some time. And now, I don't know, maybe, sometimes people, want things, but it may not just be the time for it. Maybe that's what I was asking for. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why it didn't happen. Maybe the timing for Naomi is right now. You know what I mean? So big props to Naomi for going out there and really shifting gears and really taking this thing to another level and finding herself in these main event spots. Oh man, you got to be able to manufacture that on your own. Trust me, you do. So big props to Naomi.
Big props to Naomi. And I agree with you. I think sometimes when people are like, oh, just turn them heel, or turn them face, that's going to, reinvigorate them and da-da-da-da-da. I think that's like not great advice most of the time. You're just changing for change's sake. But in Naomi's case, she had a character, she had an idea, she's been able to see through it and really make people buy in to that persona so much so that people want to see her. People want to see her get her beat. People want to see her fight. And her and Jade Cargill, no holds barred. Come on, man. Come on, man.
No, that's going to be a hell of a fight. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Both of those ladies going to get a chance to step up and, not to change gears or anything like that, but it's like Natty compared to Natalya being able to step out and really change the name of the game and become who you really are. And I think that's what Naomi has done. So like I say, big ups to the ladies.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? People talk a lot about Jade. And now she's the queen of the ring. Obviously, she's going to be going up against the winner of Trish and Tiffany at SummerSlam. And to me, you know who a great comparison is? And maybe we've talked about this before, but we were just talking about them in the last segment. To me, Jade Cargill is a lot like Bill Goldberg, right? I mean, comes in, undefeated streak, put a title on her, put her in main events, let her hit you again, get the hell out of there. It's not necessarily about the wrestling, but it is about the wrestling.
You know what? And not to keep, beating a dead horse or bringing up, like, you compare her, the way she came in, compared to someone like Natty Neidhart, who's been in the business forever, been wrestling forever. That's two totally different routes to the pinnacle of this business.
Yeah.
So everybody's route is just not going to be the same. And my thing is, when I look at a Bill Goldberg, and I'm one of the guys in the locker room, I might be one of the guys that hate on it, right? But I'm also one of the guys that was wishing that was me.
I was about to say the same thing. And I don't know if there's any like internal jealousy toward Jade or anything like that. I haven't heard any of that. But going to the Bill Goldberg days, I understand why somebody like would feel a certain way, right? This guy comes in, they push him straight to the moon. Yeah. He's the guy, no indies, no, house show bumping, doing the jobs. He's just the guy.
Big contract right off the bat.
Big fat old contract, beats Hogan for the title clean when nobody did that. I get it. But think about it. If everyone, look, Goldberg would be the first to tell you, and I think he said on this show before, he wasn't having 30-minute Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair matches, right? That's not what we wanted from Bill Goldberg. So if you could be in the main event, get one of the biggest contracts, get one of the biggest pushes, and not work more than 12 minutes, what are we talking about?
12 minutes.
6.
Talking about,
look, the other 6 was the entrance.
Exactly. Like, you better cut that down, man. No, man. Everybody, if they had the chance, would have taken it, man. They would have jumped at that opportunity. So when I hear people complaining about, guys like Goldberg or people like Jade Cargill, if you had the opportunity, if you were carved and chiseled out of granite like a Jade Cargill, trust me, you would be getting put in the spot as well. That's only a few and far between that happens for. You know what I mean? So, but you can't hate on it. You just cannot hate on someone who got it like that. So for me, man, big props, man. I wish I could have, had that route. I wish I could have had that route, but it just wasn't meant to be.
No, but that's my thing. There's nothing wrong with going the route that you did. There's nothing wrong with going the route Natty did. There's nothing wrong going the route Bill Goldberg did or Jade Cargill. You know what I mean? It's just everyone's route, as you said, to the pinnacle is different. And to me, Jade in a no-holds-barred situation against Naomi, I really like what those two women can do. That has potential, again, to like potentially steal the show, depending upon how hard they go in this no-holds-barred match. Because that's no-holds-barred doesn't mean anything about wrestling. I don't want to see a wrist lock or a side headlock one. Y'all better go out there and fight in Atlanta. That's what I want to see.
A la Trish and Becky, right?
Trish and Becky, that was a brawl in that cage.
Man,
it wasn't about wrist locks, headlocks, or hurricanranas.
Talk about no holds barred.
Yeah,
that was no holds barred, at its finest. So the people to go out there and people to recreate something like that is definitely going to be, it's going to be a test. It's going to definitely be a test. But I think the ladies can actually go out there and get it done. Like I say, the ladies right now flying sky high as far as, potentially being the best in the business today. Seriously. It's definitely a conversation that we got to have as far as are the ladies taking over professional wrestling?
Well, I think that they are. And what I love is in the 80s, you had some really good women's wrestlers. You had good old fashioned women's wrestling, even if you go to the Moolah days and beyond, and then into the Medusas, when she was Alundra Blaze and the all that era of women's wrestling. But then you got into the 90s, late 90s, where it was more about the sex appeal, right? It was about the Sables. It was about the Tories and the Stacys and the Candaces and the Melinas, and Trish and Lita obviously were in that, although they were kind of in a different lane. When Trish first came in, obviously a lot about, the appeal that she brought in. She was a fitness model and things of that nature. And then you moved into like the mid 2010s where it was all about the wrestling. It wasn't so much about the sex appeal, it was about the work, the wrestling. And now, I'll be honest with you, they've married the two eras together. It's about the look and the work.
I like you know what? It should be that way.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
For everybody involved in the business, it's a show business at the end of the day. But now you have to be a fine dime and be able to work at the top level as a female athlete, and really male or female. But I'm saying we're talking about the women taking over. You got to be a dime piece and be able to work at a high. You
got to look good. That's just
you got to.
Hey man, you're in the Hall of Fame. We got a whole lot more for you. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Hey y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man Brad Gilmore, and today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With EarnIn, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
EarnIn is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the EarnIn app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
You know, Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly. You know.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make EarnIn part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to EarnIn.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download EarnIn today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with EarnIn now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to earn in, not just earn. Check it out, man. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We done talking about wrestling?
I think so for a second. There's a few things that I think.
You know what? No. I want you to talk about American freestyle wrestling. What do you think about that? Did you hear Bo Nichols just signed with American freestyle wrestling?
Is this the Bischoff and Hogan thing?
The Bischoff and Hogan deal, yeah.
I don't know a lot about it. I saw a segment of them a few months ago somewhere, but I don't know much about it. And I don't know if there's a market for it, but we'll find out.
It's not a market for it. I'm gonna tell you that.
I don't think so.
There's no market. I was reading that they was talking about that they had a TV deal, and the TV deal happened to be Fox. Not the worldwide broadcast, but the app.
Oh, like Fox Nation?
Yeah. And my thing is, Bo Nichols, after the devastating loss to RDR, has signed up to be a part of American Freestyle, as well as he still has his contract with the UFC. Do you think the guy's spreading himself thin as far as, trying to actually do this freestyle wrestling, or do you think that's the ultimate plan at the end of the day for Bo Nichols? Because I have zero faith in Bo Nichols, okay? As far as this guy going on to be a great UFC fighter, champion, never. Great fighter, never. And I just want to put it out there. And the thing is, I'm not hating, but I really think the UFC built this guy up way too big for his britches, to be putting him in, situations to where he's higher up on the card than real fighters.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know about the American Freestyle Wrestling. It's not something that really piques my interest at the onset. Will I maybe check up a couple clips and maybe have a different opinion? Perhaps. I thought Power Slap was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard of. And, then I saw some clips, and I'm not saying I'm buying a ticket to go see Slap personally. This is just me personally. I know they're now under the larger TKO banner with UFC and professional bull riding. I'm not a big PBR guy, but when I see clips of professional bull riding, I go, man, that was pretty entertaining. So maybe freestyle wrestling will get to me. I don't think so. But Bo Nickel, is he spreading himself thin? I don't know. What does the UFC really have planned for him? I'm not really sure. Is he going to get a big, huge contract fight, or is freestyle wrestling going to be able to pay him a little bit? I don't know much about it. I'm really speaking out of ignorance here.
I mean, fans go to watch fights to see a fight, right?
Right.
They want to see somebody get beat up, right? They want to see somebody get knocked out.
Yeah.
They want to see somebody get their arm damn near broken and where they got to tap out. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen the main event of a UFC fight, as far as not the fight in itself, the mat? By the time you get to the main event, it's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
You got to be a warrior walking into a situation like that. I don't think people are going to want to pay money to see guys hug each other, for, I don't know if it's rounds. I don't know if it's, I don't know how the scoring works, but I'm just saying, I don't think people are going to want to pay when you can see that in college.
Yeah, you can see it in college. I mean, look, freestyle wrestling, obviously that's what Kurt Angle won his 1996 Olympic gold medal in. But as of a few years ago, it was in consideration from being dropped from the Olympics, freestyle wrestling, because it wasn't drawing a big enough audience or rating for that particular event. So I don't know.
That's why they brought breaking back, right? That's what they were breaking, right?
Oh, no, I think breaking's done. Breaking's done. They said, oh, hell no. This ain't an Olympic event. Ray Gun. Shout out to Ray Gun, man.
They screwed up, man. They screwed that up. I think they did it on purpose.
They might have.
They
might have. But you know what? I don't really know. There are a couple other non-wrestling stories I want to bring up. But first, I do think that we should bring up the fact our thoughts and prayers are with everybody in the great state of Texas dealing with those severe floods in Kerrville. I know the death tolls up to 90-something people. People are still in a search and rescue right now. Hopefully more of the young people and the people caught up in those floods will be found alive and thrive. I know that there's been a lot of devastation, and we at the Hall of Fame and Reality of Wrestling, we extend all our condolences. We've obviously been through flooding ourselves, Booker, not to the extent of what this was, which was a rapid flood. Within minutes, this took over with no ample warning available. So again, our thoughts are with the families. I mean, devastating.
Yeah, it's amazing when stuff like that happens. It's almost like biblical.
Yeah,
never happened before, and then all of a sudden something like that happens. I mean, it's definitely something that totally just leave you bearing. So like heart and prayers goes out to everybody that's affected about that situation, as well as Teddy Long lost his son.
All that.
And the thing is, man, I knew this kid. Used to be around the building all the time, and I just want to say, Teddy, my heart goes out. If you need to talk to anybody, you can call me. I just was reading that actually before we started the show, and I hadn't gotten a chance to call Teddy, but I'm definitely going to reach out to Teddy because I'm sure he's heartbroken at this moment.
Yeah, that's awful to hear. I saw that just as we were going live. Somebody in the comments put it in, and I looked at it during the break. Teddy Long, obviously been down a row a few times. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend in the business, and I hate to hear that he's going through that. And my condolences are with Teddy Long as well. But you know what, Book? Not to do a tough transition out of that, where I just want to make sure that we acknowledge both of those stories. But did you hear about the latest in the world of boxing? Because this was a huge story that just came out hours before we went live. Because coming out of retirement after a 13-year hiatus, the hitman, Ricky Hatton, is going to be fighting at age 46 against the United Arab Emirates' Issa Al-Da. It's going to be going down, man. Ricky Hatton.
Look, the last time I saw Ricky Hatton, I mean, not at his fighting weight. His fighting weight, he was a welterweight.
Uh-huh.
The last time I saw Ricky Hatton, he was a super heavyweight. What is he fighting?
This is a recent photo, I guess, of him.
He looked like somebody's granddad.
Yeah.
What the hell is he thinking?
Bro, that's an old 46. You know what they say about us white folks?
Man.
We don't age that well.
That
old
is,
46.
no, man. Manny Pacquiao is coming out of retirement as well at 46 years old. I mean, why you're not saying the same thing about Manny? Huh? Why you're not saying
Manny's been more active. Manny's been more active.
But he's coming out of retirement. I mean, he's been on the shelf, just like Ricky Hatton. I mean, and the thing is, Manny Pacquiao, he's not who's Ricky Hatton fighting?
He's fighting. I just said his name. It is the United Arab Emirates, Isa Alda.
Arab Emirates.
Yeah,
not Arab. Okay.
Well, bro, I'm from the South, and I say Arab.
I just want to get you
Arab. My apologies.
In case we get some letters. Okay.
Look, my in-laws are Arab. What are you gonna do, man? Okay. Arab. You know what I mean.
All right, July 19th. Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, and he's going to be taking on Mario Barrios, 46 years old versus a 30-year-old. A vast difference right there in age. And the people are wondering, is Manny Pacquiao going to be able to wind the clock back? Is he going to be able to turn the sand in the hourglass back? Is he going to be able to do that? And my question, you know what? Should I hold off on telling everybody about this? Because damn it, I'm putting some money on this one. I got to figure out what the odds going to be. I got to figure out what's the best place to put some money on this fight. But I'm definitely going to put some money on this fight. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. And that Mario Barrios, Aztec warrior, man. Aztec warrior. He's going to come in, and he's going to come to not just, should I say it? I'm going to go ahead and say it. He's not going to come in just to beat Manny Pacquiao. He wants to stop him. He wants to take everything from Manny Pacquiao in this fight. And what I'm loving about it more than anything is at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I love it, man. I love it. I can't wait. I'll be there. Radio Row, 18th and the 19th. ESPN Hall of Fame will be in the building.
Absolutely, man. And, that's where we saw Manny Pacquiao against Keith One-Time Thurman. Keith One-Time Thurman, I saw did an interview where he said Manny Pacquiao has the power to stop Mario Barrios. So we'll see. We've seen Mario fight several times, at least 4 in person, he's a dog, man. He is a dog. He is a junkyard dog, if I may. The way that this man fights, and Manny Pacquiao, 46 years of age, coming off a 6-year hiatus that he's been on.
He had a fight with a YouTuber
that's
last
right.
year or something like that.
That's
and I'm
right.
gonna tell you, he did not look good. He did not look good in that fight. I actually saw some of that fight on YouTube. Manny Pacquiao did not look good. Manny Pacquiao is coming out of retirement to take on
Ugas last.
And the thing is, Ugas just handled him. Ugas just beat him all over the place. And the thing is, I see this fight being a whole lot like that Udonis Ugas fight, just because Mario Barrios, he's a big guy. He's a big guy, and I think he's gonna overpower Manny Pacquiao. As well as don't forget Tim Tszyu is going to be taking on Sebastian Fundora 2. Oh man, one was a monster. Hey guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. We got to talk more about it. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Harlem Heat looking for everybody. You can't hide. Me and my brother can't get over around here, man. Booker T and Stevie Ray never lack for confidence. You either roll with us or we gonna roll right over you. Straight to the top of WCW. Stevie Ray, big strong man, and you got Booker T, phenomenal athlete. Harlem Heat's showing that power and size dominate. We will go through each and every sucker to get the World Tag Team title.
Many consider them the dominant tag team of the 90s.
7 times,
8th time,
9 times tag team champions. For the 10th time, Stevie Ray and Booker T are family. You want to fight him, sucker? You gotta fight me too. Anybody, anywhere, anytime. Get some. You better be picking up bad enough. Take some. Now can you take it, sucker?
Bad, man. Bad. You know what? Sometimes I forget how good I was. Sometimes I forget. I swear to God, I forget. But the boy was bad. Drop kick off the top and precision tactician. You know what the thing is? It was all It was all autopilot. You know what I mean? Wasn't even thinking out there doing that, man. Beautiful, beautiful times. But nah, man, Sebastian Fundora taking on Tim Tszyu. And I tell you, go back to March 2024. This fight went down. And I tell you, I bet money on Fundora. Everybody counted Fundora out. Everybody except me. I say, no, Fundora is a guy, he's got one loss on his record. And was that a fluke? You know, maybe I wouldn't call it a fluke, but I think he just got caught at the right moment, at the right time, in the right position. Any other time, that wouldn't have happened. Fundora, should be undefeated in my estimation. But Tim Tszyu is definitely going to come with a different game plan in this fight. Like I said, I feel like he easily could have won, fight one, other than that bad cut. That cut was so bad, man. Blood at certain points was literally squirting out.
I remember that.
You remember that? I
Yeah.
mean, and it was a monster. It was a monster. So to see these two actually get back inside of the square circle is going to be a beautiful, beautiful team.
Yeah, I know. The only thing I regret about that night is not matching your bet at the ticket window. I played a little bit more conservatively, and I would have really cashed out had I did follow your advice. I just didn't go as hard as you did.
I wish I would have went hard as the guy that cashed in next to us.
Oh man, that brother had it going on, man. He didn't even know where to put all the cash.
Oh my God, he had a knapsack. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, he must have knew something. He must have got a tip. I'm serious, man, because that little grip I got, it was nothing. He made me feel like come on, man, I should have put down more money on this thing. But no,
yeah,
man,
like let's put it this way. This guy was running out of room in his backpack. I thought he was going to go back to the hotel room, take off one of the pillowcases and use that. Man, I remember seeing that.
You could tell he was a player too.
Oh, hell yeah.
You could tell just by the way he was walking. The way he was standing in the place, looking around, see if it was anybody going to try to gank him or anything. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, man, it was real.
Once you get in the ganking zone, man, it's over for you.
It's over, boy. And so, man, I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing play out with Pacquiao, Manny Barrios, Tim Tszyu, as well as Sebastian Fundora.
And Ricky Hatton.
Eastside Pitbull Cruz is actually going to be on that card as well.
We've seen him fight a bunch too.
Man, the fight that he had actually against this guy named Angel Piaro. This their second fight, and first fight was a monster. I'm talking about 12 rounds of just pretty much chaos. Isak had the first 6. Piaro had the second 6, but they gave the fight to Pitbull Cruz for the Aztec Warrior title belt. You gotta love it. And I'm gonna tell you, when you throw these Mexicans, man, when you throw these Mexicans in the ring, they all about going out there and doing battle. I'm talking about war at its finest. So that could be the fight of the night. Pitbull versus Angel.
Love Isak Pitbull Cruz. We've seen him fight up close and personal. I think, was he on the same card with that Tim Tszyu fight? Because that was the Cinco de Mayo fight.
I think he went out there and dusted somebody off. I can't remember who it was. Though. Yeah.
I can't remember because I know we saw that fight and we saw Canelo, and they were like, I can't remember the dates. I get them confused. I think they were both last year. But anyway, nevertheless, that's going to be an incredible fight card at the MGM Grand going down soon. I also want to get your reaction to this, non-wrestling related, because I know our next segment's going to be all super chat. So let's get to a couple non-wrestling stories. It's official. I saw the billboard on the side of the road today off 45. I saw all the videos going. I saw all the news, Sports Center, all of them. We're talking about Kevin Durant is a Houston Rocket. Officially, the trade was part of a 7-team trade that went down officially yesterday. But KD is going to don number 7, and he's coming to the Houston Rockets. And the Rockets now have the 3rd best title odds in the entire NBA to go out there and win it all next year. What do you think about KD coming to the Rockets?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm going to just put it out there. I'm happy about KD coming to Houston. That's a big, big move. That's a big move. And I'm always talking about how the team need to spend some money. All right. I'm the first one to talk about, man, this team needs to spend some money. We need to buy us a big 3. If we're gonna win the championship, we got to do the same thing they do in these big cities, right? They buy a championship. That's what they do, right? I mean, the Yankees. You think
Yankees, baby? Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
think those titles, those banners fly up there because they hadn't been spending no money? How many
Yeah.
banners we got? How many banners we got?
We got 2.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We need more. We got to spend more money. So spending its money on Kevin Durant, getting him here in Houston, I'm loving it. All right. The thing is, Durant gonna sell some tickets. People gonna want to go see him. You know what I mean? His jersey is gonna be selling. You know what I mean? If we can win, that's icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, we're the 2nd seed last year in the West, which is the most competitive, obviously, conference in the NBA. And then you trade away Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green. And I know people were like, "Oh man, we want to keep him," but you know what?
Nobody care about them suckers, man.
I remember when they traded Pat Bev as a part of that CP3 trade, and everyone was like, "Oh man, Pat Bev, he's a dog. We like Pat Bev," and you're like, "Man, get him out of here. We're getting CP3, baby." And Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green. Look, Drea Michelle's not going to be courtside anymore. As a fan of the fair sex, that sucks for me. But Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, I think I like those guys. But you know what, Phoenix, they're going to get to see them, there, and we'll see what Jalen Green can develop into. But we locked up Fred VanVleet. Alfred Şengün is there. You got Amen Thompson. And then you've also gone back and gotten Steven Adams re-signed. We traded for Clint Capella, who's coming back to the Rockets as another backup spinner.
We got a squad. We got a squad.
Man.
We got time to be worried about them suckers, man. I mean, people always want to cry. People always, look here, cry when it's your money. Okay, how about that?
I mean, look, shout out to the Houston Rockets for going out there. I mean, Kevin Durant's salary alone, I think, is $52 million for the season. $52 million. That's a lot of money on a guy who's 36, 37, I believe he is. But he's putting up just as good numbers at 36 that he was at 26.
No, I mean, I'm not going to pass up on a guy like Durant.
No. And you got Ime Udoka, who I think is the best coach in basketball, in my opinion, coaching those guys from the sidelines. He's got history with Durant in Brooklyn. So I like this. I like the Houston Rockets odds to go out there and at least go deep this year, if not the whole way. Kevin Durant, welcome to the H. There's a big billboard on the side of 45 with Kevin Durant in a Rockets jersey saying, "Welcome to Houston."
I love it.
We're a star, man. We needed stars.
Yeah.
We haven't had stars since they traded Russell and James all those years ago in 2021. James Harden, baby. You know they're going to retire his jersey for the Rockets.
Are you kidding?
They'll do it 100%.
If they do something like that, bro, that'll be that'll be a travesty. That'll be a travesty of justice.
We were a hammy away. If Chris Paul didn't go down, we would have beat those Golden State guys.
You can't blame Chris Paul for anything.
I'm not blaming him.
Everything falls on James Harden in Houston. Okay, I'm just saying.
Look, the food was too good, and the strip clubs were too good.
What's the other news?
They were too good, man. That's all. He couldn't pass up. Well, the other news, I want to ask you this: LeBron James opted into his player option with the Los Angeles Lakers, but there's a lot of rumor of him getting traded. Like he wants to go play somewhere else because this is his rumored last year in the NBA. Do you think that is actually possible that LeBron goes back maybe to Cleveland to try to get those guys a championship in his last year, or is he going to stay in Los Angeles?
I wouldn't doubt him going back to Cleveland. I don't know if it would be for him to get a ring or anything, because I don't think that's going to happen at this stage of LeBron James' career. You know what I mean? I just don't think he got that in him. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, Tiger Woods won a major when no one thought he could win one. So I'm not going to put it past him or anything like that. But I think from a sentimental perspective, going back to Cleveland might mean something to LeBron James so much more than being in Los Angeles. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
You know what? LeBron has played for the Lakers for the last several seasons. I believe it's now like 7 seasons, almost 6, 7 seasons he's played in LA, and he still doesn't feel like a Laker to me. Like when I think of LeBron, I think of him as a Cavalier, and it would be nice for him to retire as a Cav.
No, like
those are his best seasons.
I think from a sentimental perspective, that would be a beautiful gesture to the city of Cleveland. Their favorite son coming home. You know what I mean? It'll be a beautiful story. Also, when they do the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think it would be great.
he went back to Cleveland and finished it all. I don't know. Those were a couple of our non-wrestling subjects.
Just say, just for the sake of it, they win. Oh my God, man, it would be a beautiful thing. Hey, man, we got super chats coming up here in a minute, man. So, guys, stick around. We'll be right back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. Blue Chew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code BOOKER at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code BOOKER to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back. About to wrap this thing up here in a bit, man. We got our super chatter. So, Bradley, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Super chat.
Our first one, Marcus Craig. This season of LFG will be better than last season. That's his prediction, I guess.
You know what? I don't know, man. This season, I haven't been, totally right for me. Let's just say that. I haven't gotten things my way just because it's a lot of shenanigans going on. Let's just put it out there. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We've heard about this new Unreal going to be coming out, WWE Unreal. I'm going to tell you right now, this damn LFG is unreal. It's unreal, damn it.
Yeah, I know that you had a recent issue that I think, who was it with that you went off on everybody and walked out? Was that against Bubba or Taker?
Yeah.
I'm the one that went viral. You know what I'm talking about.
Might have been when, Michelle stole my guys from me.
It was something. I can't remember now.
Yeah, she picked two of the guys from last season. That was my guys. Anthony Luke and Panina. And I put a lot of work into those guys. And the thing is, what did she do? She sat at home and watched me put in that work. And if that's not, being able to just scout, is see what the right pickings are, and then you get a shot to come into, and where you going to go? Who you going to pick? You're going to pick the right, you're going to pick the best guys, right? That's what you're going to do. If you want to win, right? You're going to pick the best guys. Who she picked? She picked my guys. She didn't pick anybody else's guys. She picked my guys. That happened for a reason. So yeah, I was hot about it. But you know what? Like Denzel said, we winning anyway. We can't lose. You can shoot me, but you can't kill me. That's right. That's my philosophy going into this.
Hall of Fame, damn shame.
Damn shame.
You know what I mean? Damn shame. All right. Let him in, baby. This next one, Michael Edwards, what's up? Love the show, guys. Book, are you doing like a 20th or 25th anniversary show for Reality of Wrestling this year? It is the 20th anniversary of Reality of Wrestling this year. It kind of would make sense to do something maybe at the Summer of Champions or at Sub-Zero.
That the Summer of Champions, we might have to put a spotlight on Reality of Wrestling 20th year.
Yeah.
20 years of Reality of Wrestling. It's amazing. It really, truly is. said something in a tweet, being a promoter. Never in a million years I would have thought I would be a wrestling promoter and have my, own wrestling company, own wrestling promotion, school. It's amazing what Charmel and I, along with our team, has built over this last 20 years. And we ain't stopping. It's just getting started. 800, now, I mean, what is it? 861,000 YouTube subscribers, and we're on our way to 1 million, guys. We need your help. We need your help. Join the road, guys. Make sure you click like and subscribe to the Road YouTube channel.
That's what we need to do, baby. Yeah, we're up to 861,235. And in the first day, that 33K on the Heart and Soul special. Make sure that y'all go and check that out. It's one of the best main events you'll see anywhere this week, this year, maybe in professional wrestling. So go ahead and do that.
Five stars.
In music said, speaking of that, I watched that Promise Braxton Natalia match, and it was a 5-star match. I like the build. Book, is Promise going to get her get back? She didn't want to tap out. I got to get back to Houston and watch Row live. Can we see a sequel?
Never know. Never know. It could be a best of 7 series.
Oh, man.
Just stick around. We got a lot going on with reality wrestling, and I'm sure it was Natty's first time at reality wrestling, but it won't be her last. Trust me on that.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So our next one here, we're going to go with this next super chat from Jack Frost. Thoughts on all the crying and complaining on Twitter nowadays? It's like people don't enjoy wrestling anymore. They hate WWE, but keep watching. Well, that's been for a while.
Well, you notice on this show, we don't break down shows or anything like that. We don't try to book the show or anything like that because we're fans and we still want to be able to watch the show and let it entertain us. You know what I mean? There are a lot of guys, of my era, that, critique these shows and try to break them down and then book the show high. Well, my thing is, I get it. Everybody needs a job and everybody needs to make some money, but wrestling is not the way it was when we did it. Okay. If we don't realize that things have changed, with the times will truly pass us by. If you can't adapt to what's going on, just like we're talking about this Unreal thing. If I'm the guy that say, man, I ain't buying into that. I ain't watching. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm gonna just have to take my ass home. Okay,
right.
Deal with it alone, because guess what? They gonna still keep doing it. So my thing is, you better realize how to change with the times, or the times will truly pass you by. That's a word from me.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And to me, people who complain, I mean, look, man, I wish I saved the Instagram reel. He was like, I never met a millionaire who left a negative comment on a YouTube video, right? I mean, and the idea is just the mentality, instead of just, I love the commenters that we get in here because we have probably the most positive chat room in the history of the internet. Like everyone's so supportive in the Hall of Fame and the reality wrestling. But the people who do come in and say negative things on Twitter or what have you about the WWE, it's just like, I don't know what you're adding to the society. Like there's a great quote: small minds talk about people, good minds talk about events, great minds talk about ideas. As opposed to just talking about gossip, come up with an idea that's better. Maybe pitch it to WWE. Maybe you'll get hired. You never know.
Or do like we did. Get your own wrestling company.
Or get your own wrestling company, and then you could book the whole territory for yourself.
You can book every show. That's what we do. That's why that may be the reason why I don't complain. We book some really, really good shows. We just put out 3 shows over the weekend. That's reality wrestling. We just put out 3 shows over the weekend. So like you said, we're thinking about ideas. We're not thinking about, what somebody else is doing.
Right. This one comes from Hefe Pilot, who says, "What's up, King Book in the Boat? This is it. I'm getting ready to put in that work. I've been getting things together. The move. This is a big change in my life. Going to take the risk. I'm having faith in God." Well, that's who you need to have faith in, Hefe Pilot. And you know what? You need to have faith in yourself and all the great training staff at the Reality of Wrestling, because we're excited to have you down there.
Hey, hurry up and get on down, man. One thing, you're doing the right thing. I can tell you that. Yeah. Wrestling is not going to come to you. I can tell you that right now. You got to go to it. Same thing with me in Houston, Texas. I did local wrestling, and then I said, man, I want to go to the Global Wrestling Federation in Dallas and see what those guys are doing down there. I'm living in Houston. Went there, and man, I got accepted. And then next thing you know, got a chance to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and work there. And I said, man, I don't think I just want to work for a company in Atlanta, Georgia. I think I need to move to Atlanta, Georgia, to be up close and personal to what I'm trying to be a part of. And man, that's exactly what I did. So you doing the right thing. Get on down to Reality Wrestling, and we'll try to show you the way.
This one is from D'Angelo Brown, Katie Taylor, and Amanda Serrano. Who you guys got? Well, if it's a clean fight, Amanda's hard to beat, but Katie Taylor, she likes to do a little extra in there. You know what I mean? And their last fight was a banger. The one before that was a banger. The trilogy should be great. I got Amanda.
It's going down on what, Netflix?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going down on Netflix, man.
Let me confirm that.
I'm almost sure, but I was just looking at the big build up this weekend and when I was in my Winnebago, and I was like, man, I was trying to pull it up actually. You know what I mean? I was like, it's coming up next week. But now, man, I don't know, man. That's gonna be a pick 'em. I'm gonna go with Katie Taylor. All right.
Okay, there you go, Katie, and then I got Amanda. We'll see who comes out. Callie Toenail, the Queen Goddess Flair and Miss Bliss could make a pretty good championship team, but Roxanne and Raquel could too. They look like HBK and Big Daddy Cool. I'm torn. Well, there's still two other teams that are going out there. Bella's. I'm hearing rumors about the Iconics making a return. They were at TNA. Maybe they're going to be at Evolution.
Don't be reporting rumor, okay? Please, we don't do that on this show. Don't report rumor.
It's fan conjecture.
And then you win.
Fan conjecture.
We don't do that. Yeah, all right, don't do that.
Fan conjecture.
Because if it don't happen, people are going to be coming. They'll say, "Hey, man, I thought y'all said, the Iconics was coming back." All right.
Well, look, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, man, I like Raquel and Roxanne. That's my team. That's who I'm. Yeah. That's who I'm pulling with. That's who I'm riding with. Let's just say that.
Look at this. Look. From I didn't even see this. D'Angelo Brown. Are the Iconics returning to Evolution too? I didn't even see it. And rumors of Karrion Kross contract expiring. Will he get re-signed?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. You know what I mean? Karrion Kross, he's been making some news as of late just because of him going rogue.
Yeah.
And pretty much saying exactly what he want to say, when he want to say it. So I like that part. But I don't know, man, if they're going to re-sign that dude or not. I really don't.
Yeah, I see talent in Karrion Kross. I see money in Karrion Kross. That's what I see, and I like him and Scarlett as a package. Obviously, I don't know. We'll see. He's trying to make some noise for himself. That's the thing you want to do. It's like when NBA players in their contract year they ball out. They try to pad the stats, get some more triple doubles.
Yeah.
The more headlines.
Are you talking about James Harden?
No, I was actually talking about Russell Westbrook. Who I love. I love Russ, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's all about the triple-double.
You want to talk about it, but you want to talk about it. But go ahead. Keep it going.
Michael Edwards, what wrestling match is equivalent to the hype of Canelo versus Crawford? Is Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, two mega powers exploding? Canelo Crawford's got a lot of hype, man. What's the wrestling match equivalent to that? That's a great question. I'm trying to think like off the top of my head, like one that actually happened.
Taker Michaels.
Yeah, Taker Shawn.
I think that's pretty much going to be, equivalent.
Maybe when Flair and Hogan first went at it in WCW, like that was wow, I can't believe Hogan and Flair are locking up for the title. Or they went at it in WWF.
I think that match was actually bigger than Crawford Canelo, to be honest.
Yeah.
People want to see this fight though. Canelo Crawford. A lot of people really wondering if Crawford going to be able to take that power up with him, and from the visual. Crawford looked bigger than Canelo, so I'm looking forward to seeing this fight, man, as well as it's going to be one of those fights where Canelo is a highly skilled fighter now. I'll go back to when he fought Floyd Mayweather when he was a kid. What would that fight have looked like if Canelo was 30, when he was fighting Floyd? What would that fight have looked like? Because you could see the vast difference, as far as the schooling of one of Canelo and one of Floyd Mayweather. He just wasn't at that level yet, so this fight right here, I wonder if Crawford is at that level, if he's not, still, not, quite ready for that competition. But me personally, I think he is. I really do. This dude he's a monster, man. He's a monster.
Crawford is a monster, man. We saw him, and I'm a big Errol Spence Jr. fan, but we saw him handle Errol Spence like it wasn't even work for him.
Wasn't even a fight.
It wasn't even a fight. Not one round did it look like a fight. And that's all due respect to Errol Spence Jr., who's an incredible fighter from Dallas, Texas. But that was something, man. Bud came through. Look, our friend Dave LaGreca just dropped a couple bucks. What's up, Dave? I know.
What up,
by the
Dave?
way,
What up, Dave? Look, Dave, I'm not talking about you, okay? As for booking the shows and stuff like that. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
Dave,
Bubba. No, I'm talking about Bubba. All right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bubba. All right? Talk about Mark. Talk about Mark Henry. That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to Dave LaGreca and all those Busted Open guys. I know you're a regular over there. I've been on the show a couple times, and they just launched a 24/7 Sirius channel for just pro wrestling talk, from what I saw. So congratulations.
Congrats on that.
Today, I know that you and Ed and all those guys over there really made that happen. And by the way, speaking of wrestling programming, I'm on the Talk is Jericho this week with Chris Jericho talking about Back to the Future. For those who want to check that out, it's on YouTube and all the other podcast places. And finally, Mel Manchild Jones, how does Booker work with workplace politics?
I don't politic, man. I really don't. I've never been one to politic. I've always just been myself. Take me the way I am, because I can't change or anything like that. I'm gonna be respectful to everything that's going on. But I've never been one to politic. I always talked about it. I've never gone into the writer's room once in my whole career and said, "Hey, man, I got an idea." I've never did that one time throughout my whole wrestling career. I always just said, "Give me the script, and I'll go out there and see if I can make it the best I possibly can." But I'm not going to kiss ass or do any of that dance or anything like that. I'm going to work my butt off for you, and we'll see how it play out at the end of the day. They always say, if you're good at what you do, man, you stick around a long time if people like you. You can be great at what you do, but if people don't like you, you're not going to stick around very long. So little word from the wise.
Last one of the day, Luis Rivera says, "Yo, Coach Booker T, soon my birthday, July 12th, turning 33. I live in HTX. I wish there RCW too far. 1 hour. I love the best. I want to become Dream Down." I think he's saying he wants to come train at Reality Wrestling.
I think that's what he's saying too. You definitely don't want to go to RCW. All right. I'm just playing. I don't even know what that is. I was just messing with you. Is that bad? Is that worse? I'm sorry. Look, on the Reality of Wrestling, we'll definitely show you the ropes, man. We got a lot going on right now.
Oh, man.
We got beginner's class, intermediate, as well as advanced on Friday. So get into Reality of Wrestling and let's get on this journey. Let's do it. Yeah.
That's messed up, man. Come on down to Reality of Wrestling. Somebody's tweeting that. I already know. I'm gonna hear that from somebody. They ain't gonna come to you with it. They come to me with it. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm just saying. I don't scout every independent company out there, man. We talk about Raw.
That's all we talk about. Raw, NXT, WWE.
That's it.
I think AEW has a show this weekend.
Oh, I think so too. I'm not sure.
Is it the Texas show? Is that this weekend?
Is it? Because
so.
they've been talking about the counter programming. I didn't know what they was talking about, really.
I think that's what it is this weekend.
I don't keep up with AEW.
Yeah. Yo, rumor is Britt Baker might be on the go. So I don't know. We'll have to save that for another episode, maybe. But that's what I'm hearing.
She might show up in Atlanta. I don't know. I'm just saying.
You never know.
You never know. You know what I mean? It's just like Monroe. We didn't know she was going to show. Just boom, appeared like that. You got to love it, man. But nah, man, I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame today, getting champagne wishes, caviar drinks. All you super chatters, man. You guys is off the chain today. I want to thank you guys for the donation. Brad, for all the heavy lifting, as always, man. I want to say it as we always do here in the Hall of Fame. Until next time, peace. We love you. We out.